One day ago, Dr. Fred Okengo Matiangi shocked everybody across the country. After Matiangi secretly jetted back to the US, I want you to have a look at this particular photo here. This is Fred Matiangi on a plane to the US. And this is exactly what Fred Matiangi said. As I get back to America, I leave Kenya in God's hand. I will be back to take what belongs to me and also liberate Kenya from the rogue government. Thank you for those who welcomed me in Kenya. You showed me love. One strange thing about this particular statement here from Fred Matiangi is that Matiangi did not give us the real reason as to why he had to return to the US. But Matiangi has promised that he will be back to remove William Ruto from power. Let me ask you, when you look at Fred Matiangi, the way he behaves, number one, he does not have a political party. Number two, we are not even sure if Matiangi will run for presidency or he will have to step down and endorse somebody else in the opposition, maybe Kalonzo Musyoka.
Lakini ndio huyu Matiangi akuwe na chance, lazima afike pale kwa meza ya kitaifa, atuoneshe na ushahidi ya kwamba ameunganisha jamii ya nyumbani 2.5 ako nayo kwa meza. Sasa ndio tuanze kuulizana, okay, kwa Fred Matiangi umekuja na 2.5, fine. Formula gani tutaweza fanya tukusaidie pale kwa serikali, either president, deputy president ama chief cabinet secretary, whichever, ile tutasikizana kwa sababu pale tutaketi. Lakini tunataka wakisi wa kuenda.
Do you really think that Matiangi can remove William Ruto from power? Does Matiangi really have what it takes to remove William Ruto from power? The way he behaves, is Matiangi really ready to contest for the 2027 presidential bid? This is William Ruto we are talking about here. But according to the former deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, this is exactly what Rigathi said about Matiangi. I ask the people of Kisii to give Fred Matiangi permission to return to the US and formally resign from his job. Fred Matiangi cannot just walk away. He needs to inform his employers that Kenyans need him back at home for the national duties. Immediately after Rigathi Gachagua's statement, giving us the reason as to why Matiangi had to return to the US, I knew exactly that something was not okay. Because when Matiangi came to Kenya, he knew very well that he's coming to Kenya to contest for the 2027 presidential bid. Rigathi Gachagua here is telling us that Matiangi has jetted back to the US again to resign, then come back. Why should Matiangi come to Kenya, declare for his 2027 presidential bid, then return to the US, then resign from his job, then come back again to Kenya to contest for presidency. It does not add up. Something must be wrong. Or do you really trust what the former DP Rigathi Gachagua is telling us here? Could there be a possibility that what Rigathi Gachagua is saying about Matiangi jetting back to the US is the truth and we should trust him? Relax. I decided personally to dig deeper into this matter just to get the exact information and also the truth behind Fred Matiangi's secret return to the US all of a sudden. Because everything in politics must happen with a reason. There are no coincidences in politics. So I did my critical research step by step very well. I only needed an answer to one question. And the question is, why did Matiangi return to the US? And finally, I got the answer. Something, ladies and gentlemen, is not right here. Fred Matiangi developed a cold feet. And I want to assure you in this particular analysis that Matiangi will not return to Kenya to run for presidency again in 2027. Because what I found out is that Matiangi escaped to the US, evading arrest by the DCI. You will not believe this. I'll give you the full details together with the exact evidence how Matiangi escaped. And by the end of this particular analysis here, you will be able to understand why Matiangi will not resign from his job in the US to come and run for presidency in the 2027 elections. So stay tuned. And if you're listening to me and you haven't subscribed, please take a second now and subscribe to my YouTube channel for you to receive the best political analysis from this channel and also the latest political updates. My name is Jason and you are listening to Jason Vibes Radio, political channel. Let us begin right from here. In the year 2023, on the 15th of February, at exactly 7:47 p.m., the DCI raided Fred Matiangi's home in Karen because the DCI wanted to arrest Fred Matiangi. The only person who rescued Fred Matiangi is Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga, when he received the news that the DCI are at Matiangi's home in Karen, Raila Odinga visited Matiangi's home immediately. And according to the reports, is that when the DCI saw Raila Odinga, they did not arrest Fred Matiangi. Let me read for you this statement here. Let me show you. It says, former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga visit Fred Matiangi's home after DCI raid in Karen. That is how Raila Odinga rescued Fred Matiangi from arrest by the DCI. Don't forget the date. That was on the 15th of February. after that particular incident that happened on the 15th of February, the same month, on the 28th of February 2023, Fred Matiangi was summoned by the DCI. Matiangi was ordered to appear before the DCI detective without fail. This is the information from the Star e-paper. Let me read for you. The Star said, in a letter, Detective Michael Sang directed Fred Matiangi to appear before him at the Mazingira house at exactly 9:30 a.m. without fail. Matiangi responded to the DCI. This is what Matiangi said. Matiangi said that he will not be available for questioning by the DCI since he was out of the country. Kumbe Matiangi alitoroka. He escaped to the US. How did Matiangi manage to escape from the DCI? How did Matiangi manage to escape, to get out of the country without the knowledge of the DCI? According to Miguna said that Fred Matiangi fled the country wrapped in flowers and aboard a cargo plane to the US. That is how Matiangi fled the country. Since then, February 2023, Matiangi has been in the United States until recently, on the 17th of April 2025, when Matiangi returned. And don't you forget that Matiangi is still wanted by the DCI, right? So this is exactly what happened. According to the People's Daily newspaper, it said that Dr. Fred Okengo Matiangi was being framed after he arrived in Kenya against 14 criminal charges by the state. And let me read for you this statement from the People's Daily newspaper. It says, Fred Matiangi will face 14 criminal and misdemeanor charges once Fred Matiangi formally declares his bid to run for presidency in the year 2027 elections. Matiangi recently officially declared his 2027 presidential bid on the 2nd of May during his rally in Kisii County. Just recently. So what was awaiting for Fred Matiangi is to be arrested by the DCI. But Matiangi will not be arrested by the DCI because Matiangi officially escaped secretly to the US. That is the real reason as to why Matiangi secretly jetted back to the US. Do you think that Matiangi will return to run for presidency in 2027? I want us to wait and see how things will turn out to be. But I really, really doubt if Matiangi will resign from his World Bank job to come and run for presidency because he's still wanted by the DCI. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the real reason as to why Matiangi is in the US. I don't know what you think. I want to know your opinion in the comment section down below. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more political updates like this one. My name is Jason. I'm out.